Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. And in today's video we are going to continue the work in this project, which by the way in the first part, if you want to watch, you can have the link in the comments in the description area below. But for today I want to continue, and we are going to concentrate in this part here, in the top part of your website. More specifically, I want to separate this in two different parts, and I'm going to explain why. So the reason is that I want to make a not complex, but I want to make a very nice animation using this yellow square here, which I'm going to make kind of a rotation, and then using also this strawberry that is going to move from the bottom to the top. So it's gonna be easier to see when I make it because it's quite hard to describe. But I want to plan the other elements independently from the yellow background and the strawberry. So I'm just going, for the moment, I'm going to make them invisible. Where are the leaves? I guess I need to leaf number 3. So I'm going to make them invisible for now. So I want to plan this in a way that I am gonna use the red background in the entire area, and this square here, I'm not gonna use clip path. I really want to use only CSS and HTML to do this animation. So yeah, I will start doing in two separate parts. So the first part here that I want to do is this navigation area there. So if we imagine that this website is using the same header, so the same navigation in the secondary pages, this is how I would do. So this would be our header, and the rest could be considered as the first section in the main area. And this is because usually the secondary pages do not use the same banner style. So they usually have a more simple banner. So this is why I usually consider this big banner to be actually the first section inside the main area. So I want to show you options. And the best way I found to make this is today we are going to, in this video, we are going to build the navigation bar. In the next video, we're going to build this here and the animations, and then I'm going to show you the options you have to use this navigation bar. Either fix it, so when you scroll the page it's going to be always fixed in there, or if you don't want to do it this way, this is going to be a nav inside the entire section, and we can use, for example, this in position absolute. So let's start coding, which is because it's much more easy to explain when we are coding. So let's go back here, and for this item I am going to call it nav, and well, probably later I will apply the header element here. I like to use header, especially when I am coding for WordPress. I like to use the header tag. So there, for the moment, I'm going to make this as a nav, which is going to be called header nav. And inside header nav, I want to use the container, because the elements are also aligned in relation to the rest of the page. They're using the same alignment. And inside the container, I am going to use the display flex parent that is going to make the logo to be on the left and the menu to be on the right. So here I'm basically going to use the nav flex, for example. You can name as you prefer. And here I have the logo holder, or just logo. Logo will be here, and the menu holder will be there. And I actually like to use this extra div because it gives me more, let's say, flexibility in the moment I want to apply the animation or even the responsive. Inside the UL, I always give a class name. So this is the header menu. Then we have the LI with a link inside. This first link will be home, for example. And the other links we are going to do in another moment. So home, and then item, another item, and another item. So that's it for the HTML for the moment. You have the navigation, then you have the container. In the navigation you can apply a background color if you need. For example, when you scroll, you want to apply a background color, and for the moment it is transparent. Then the div container that has the purpose to limit the size of your element and center it on page. Then you have the display flex parent. I really like to have these 3 different layers because each one of them are responsible for something specific. And now in the CSS part, you can pause the video and you can code together with me. So this is the nav that I am building right now. And for the HTML, or for the CSS, sorry, we are going to build this right here. So I don't have this header anymore, so it's not a problem. Instead, I have the nav, which is my main nav. Is that the name? Header nav, sorry. Could be main nav. So in the header nav, this is the one I'm going to put for the moment a background color. So just to check here, well, I have white, yellow, red. So if I apply maybe a dark color for a moment, this is going to be visible. So this is the header nav code. Then the container, it's already coded. Then we have the nav flex. And the nav flex, just for the moment, let's see the result we have so far. As you can see, there's nothing special. So for my, what can I do for the colors? Most of the items have, I guess, all the items, they have white color. Yeah, except for the buttons. But these ones we're going to do in a specific component code. Then for the nav, let's say that my links have color inherit, and the color for the nav will be in the majority part will be white color. So this might gives us the possibility to visualize the elements, right? So this is what we have for the moment. So I have the logo, I have the home and the other items. And also another thing that I want to do is for the moment is to apply, let me see, probably in the container element, I am going to apply some paddings on the sides for the moment. So I want to apply this 60 pixels padding on the sides. Padding left specifically, and the padding right, as I don't want to affect the inner space on the other containers. Padding right. So this is why I'm not going to establish any amount of padding on the top and bottom. Okay, so in my opinion, the best way to do this is a display flex here, of course. So is the display flex element, is a display flex parent on the navigation that contains in the left side the logo, and in the right side the menu holder. So it's the navigation parent that controls the height of your window. And I'm going to record another video in the future about this and why I do this way. So I want to take the time to show you why I don't like to apply the display flex to the header itself. So for a moment, let's consider this as my display flex element having okay, well, they are side by side right now, and then I'm going to do this justify content space between. Is it navflex the class? I always keep forgetting the name of the classes I was using. Yeah, navflex. So justify content space between. So my logo will be on the left and the menu is here on the right side. Right, so next step, we can also apply the display flex to the menu. So this is my UL that has a header menu and display flex as well. And let's say list style none. Yes, so as you can see, the elements are side by side. At this point, I define a height for my header, but who is defining the height for the header is actually the flex parent. So here I'm going to use maybe 80 pixels. Yes, I think this is enough. Or maybe, I don't know, 90. And then I'm going to give an align items center. Okay, cool. Next step, I would say that the UL header menu li have a margin left of 40 pixels, might be enough. So this is going to create this distance between the elements. Another thing that I also like to apply for my links, generally, well, of course, depending on the project, it will be the text decoration none. Exactly to remove these underlines there. This is the text decoration none in action. So that's it. Here I have a very simple first, let's say the first part of this header. I'm just not sure why the elements are not being, oh, okay, I know. So here the container is there, but here the container is giving this padding there. So this was not actually a good idea to apply the paddings in this element here. What I'm gonna do will be actually the sections having this padding here and specifically left and right. Already have them. So maybe that's why it was creating that extra space. So what I'm going to do actually is just apply these paddings to my nav bar. Yeah, can't find them right now. Okay, here. So I'm gonna apply this padding left and padding right 60 pixels to the nav, and the padding left and right to the sections I already have them. I get a keep, yes. So this is going to make them to be aligned. So as you can see here, the logo is perfectly aligned to my content, and the end, the last li is also aligned here to the end of my container, right? Aligned here and aligned there. And when we make the responsive, if we do it, it's just going to change this later in the media queries. Okay, so let's now work in the logo part first. In the logo, I have the one image already, and this will be images slash, I think, logo header dot png. Let's see how it looks. As you can see, this logo is much bigger than the available space that I have. So what I can do to control this area of the logo, I am going to establish for my logo, you have a nav flex, and then the logo comes in here. I'm gonna give, well, let's first give a border so we can see the correspondent area of the logo. I'm going to give a 4 pixel solid blue, and then I'm going to define the width. I don't know, maybe 100 pixels. Yes. So this will be the maximum width that I want for the logo, for example. If this is the case, then I just need to go there and select the image inside the logo and give the responsive code for images, which is max width 100%. A height will be auto, and then I also like to give the display block property. And when you do this, you can see now the logo is inside the limit size given by the parent. If you want this logo longer, and I'm going to show you using the inspector, where is the logo? The logo parent, it's here inside. So if you increase the width of your div for the logo, as you can see, the height of the image is also increasing proportionally, which is not what we want. So if you really want your logo to be bigger, you will need to increase also the height of your nav flex. Then you're gonna have enough space for the logo to be there. So now using the inspector, as you can see, I just click here in the width. Then I can manipulate to the size that I think correct for this element. So let's just make it 105, maybe 105 pixels. This looks okay. Yeah, so I think this will be enough. So 105 pixels, and of course removing this low border. Let's make the nav yellow, so I can just visualize a little bit more the temporary style. Of course, we're not going to see the text so well right now. Where is it? Here. Yeah. So this is how it looks like if it was all yellow. I'm going to keep this for a moment. I think this gold color is cool. I'm just going to change here for black color. Okay, nice. And now we can work in the menu area. So we're going to notice that for this menu here specifically, we're going to have little buttons. These buttons in the menu, in the navigation, they are not exactly the same as the other ones in terms of size, the font size actually. But I believe that the amount of paddings are the same. Well, because these are used in smaller font sizes, maybe the amount of padding is also not the exact same. Unfortunately, I do not have this exact information in this Photoshop file, but I'm gonna go, I know this is 20 pixels, the shop now is 20 pixels, and probably the add to cart is also 20 pixels. So again, I can imagine that the font size for the menu will be something between 16 and 18 pixels. And so let's do it. And now we're gonna make pretty simple. Let's first make the regular LIs. So for the regular LI code, it will be, let's say, color. I'm going to define the colors in the navigation from here. Well, I can let it in the nav. The nav will be responsible to define the color. And because I used the A inherit, so the links are getting the color from their parents. Not sure if I'm gonna keep it this way. So the header menu, LIA, let's give it a color, okay, which will be for the moment black. Then I can also think later about the over. Let's keep this now for the moment. And for the font size, let's try 16 pixels. And I believe the font weight is just going to be regular. And they are also all uppercase. So text transform, will be uppercase. And I think it's good. Also want to plan the active page maybe. So if I give this to active, so the active page will be applied to the li, and then I'm gonna think later about the style. So I'm gonna make probably a different color, or you're gonna see it. So I don't have the exact information about these buttons in here. I guess this is the style for the active page. I'm not really sure, but I can use a pseudo element to make that. And this is just the button to change the background color. So in this, if this is the case, then fruits is not the first page. Unfortunately I don't have this detail and this information. So, but I guess the fruits would be the active page style for the menu, and then this is just a regular button that will be always there, so it doesn't matter what page, in which page you are. So let's just consider, yeah, I think this could be, let's say this is the front page, okay, and in another moment we're gonna do the active page changing, probably using a pseudo element. So in this case, only this is a specific button that will be there all time, and I could actually also use the same idea. So the A, to make this possible, I am going to create, let me think, I cannot give a specific padding. Yeah, I could, I think I can. This is going to affect actually the distance between the elements, but let's not complicate things for the moment. So for the active page, we could say that the color will be red, the background is yellow. Let's keep yellow for the moment. Actually, I'm gonna make the correct codes. So this is the code for red. We get the code for yellow as well. Red and yellow. Here. So I have this here will be red. This there will be yellow. Don't need this anymore. And of course I would make some padding. Maybe 5 pixels. Actually 3 pixels top and bottom, 5 pixels on the sides, and the border radius maybe 20 pixels. It's more than enough. Let's see. Oh, I forgot, of course. If I have an li that is the active page, I need to establish this here. So let's say this is the active page at the moment, fruits. And this is going to receive the class active. And yes, you can see you have this yellow background. Well, it's quite complicated to see because we have this temporary gold color there, but I'm going to apply orange, for example. Yeah, so as you can see, in the black background, then I have my text in there. I think that this font size is too big for the element. So let's say 14 pixels. Okay, cool. Then definitely I need more padding. I'm not sure why the paddings are not being applied, but I'm gonna give to these links here the display inline block. And let's say that the padding on top will be 5, the padding on sides will be 10. Okay. Could be better, will be better. So 14, a bit less, for, yes, I think it looks better this way. So this will be the code for the active page. And let's make the real text for the other one. So vegetable offers contact vegetables offers and contact, and the English one, English. And this one, by the way, this is the li that contains a button. So I could say that this is class languages, and this button in here will have also a class to be the btn lang, for example. Also btn. Because my idea here is to create a general style for the btns, but this one specifically I'm going to change the font size and much probably also the amount of paddings. So, and of course as well color and background color. So they will share a couple of different stuff, but not the general things. I think the buttons are using the Montserrat font family. I'm going to confirm this later. I probably also have some letter spacing for the buttons, but again, I don't have all the details about the font styles and stuff. So let's go to the CSS code, and I'm going to give this here in my general, let's say, where is it, typography. So this is the reusable classes and components. I am going to make this for btn, and the btn display inline block. Also, it will be font family Montserrat. I'm not sure, it seems to be using the exact same here, but this one, yes, this is Montserrat. So you know what? I guess the button for the languages is completely different from the other ones. But I'm going to give it anyways. Well, I'm going to make them different. So this will be display. This is the btn Montserrat. Font family 20 pixels. The padding will be, I don't know, but probably 15 pixels, 30 pixels. I'm gonna check this later. If necessary, you can change. Say 25. The background color is going to vary depending on, because here, as you can see, we have multiple buttons. So we have the red one twice, and I have a green ones, and this one as also another time. But this will be a variation of the normal one. So I'm gonna keep the same. We have also the text transform uppercase. I'm gonna make a letter spacing .1 em probably. And what else? Well, I think that's all. Well, also font weight. Font weight, I think it's 600, but it can be 500, but I'm gonna check it later. But the button for if is button, but also btn lang, this has a different background color. And this background color is probably a white with opacity, but unfortunately I don't have access to the information, so I'm just going to make it to get it from here. This is the code, this is the Xcode I need. It is black text, as you can see here. So the color for the text will be black, and the amount of padding on the top and on the sides, I'm gonna use the exact same I was using here for the active. So 4 and 14 till the moment is the one I like the most, and the exact same border radius. Font size will be 14 pixels. I'm not sure if I need to duplicate this because it is an LI anyways, but yes, I will need, because I established font family 20 pixels for all the buttons, but this is a specific button. At the end, the only thing they are sharing that is equal is just the fact they both are display inline block. So I probably will just remove this btn class here, so I don't take the risk to have a duplication, or I don't need to make this information to take the risk to give them a bad information there. So btn lang is going to be super specific. It's going to have then a background color, a color probably specific over. I'm going to make it later. I have the same padding of the active button. I have the same border radius of the active navigation element as well. What else? I think it's already getting the good font size, but yeah, I think it's getting the correct font size. Just remove this specificity here. And, well, I think that's right. Let's check. No, I don't want. Okay, we have the English. And again, and of course, this is not going to be the final background color. No worries about that. This is going to be different very soon. So let's keep the navigation bar as tomato. This will be color white generally. Yes, the color is not okay. This color is no longer being defined by the nav, which is good. I prefer to go more specific. So let the color is being defined in the links directly and specifically to the links inside my LIs. So this will be white color. And just having an idea how this is going to look like at the end. And why not? Let's get the correct red color for this. So this is the background that I need. And instead of letting this just tomato, let's use the right code. Okay, so this is giving us, oh, it's black text here, right? So for some reason, this is not more the btn lang, of course. So here I have this problem that I applied this color white in this way, and this is way more specific than the button that I have in there. So you know what I'm going to do? That, well, I'm not sure if this is going to be enough. I'm just going to replace this button here to it's being used only in one part. So it's not big, you cannot consider this as a general style item. So I'm just gonna go here and I'm gonna give this there. So if you are in the UL header menu, well, this is super specific, but as you know, as you can see, this is not enough to change the style in there, unless I use the important, but I don't want to do that. So pretty simple. Header menu, LI. If we are in an LI that has a btn inside, then this is black color. Okay, so the level of specificity here, it's a bit stronger than this one. So from this one actually, so this is applying the color instead of white, this is applying the color black here. Of course, because of the red, the same level of red, we cannot see the details in the logo, but no worries about that. As you can see here, this is going to be receiving a yellow background, in the next video, I'm going to show you the different ways, the different options we have to put this navigation bar in here. You're gonna either use the position fixed, so when you scroll the page, this navigation will be always there. But we can also use this nav inside the header element. In this case, the entire banner would be considered header, for example, or even a section. It doesn't really matter. Then I can position my navigation bar in there with a position absolute, or just let it there using the natural flow of the elements. So in the next video, I will be making this text and the social media menu, and then at the last part will be making the animation with this yellow background here and the strawberry, which is for the moment invisible. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and make sure to watch the first part. And if you have questions or suggestions, any feedback is very welcome. You can let it a message in the comment area. Thank you very much, and I see you in the next video.